Hi everyone, Mint Morris here. Welcome to a short lesson on country jazz steel guitar styled chords. If you're interested in learning more country jazz, western swing, or swing guitar after this lesson, please consider checking out my website. The link will be in the description below. So, I recently did a transcription of the Sheldon Bennett solo Rebel for a customer over the course of the last few weeks. And there is a great section in his solo where he played this great steel guitar chordal phrase using open strings. Now, in some previous transcriptions and listening, I've seen that this is something that many of these country jazz players utilize, the open strings, to give a more full sound to their playing. So I thought I would teach you this phrase so that you can apply it into your own playing. Now, the one thing about the open strings is that we have to keep in mind it only works for certain keys. So it is a limited idea, but if you can get it in the keys that they work in, it sounds really great. So we'll be in the key of G for this one. We'll be using really the open first string. So if we look at like a G chord here, we have G, B, D, and E. That E is the sixth. So if you're familiar with country jazz, western swing, and or swing, the sixth is a staple sound to the harmony in these genres. So we have now the G triad here on top, and then we can take that first string note off the G and make it a G6. So the phrase opens up like this. We play. So we're taking these double stops down, D and B, to D flat and B flat, to A and C, back up to D and B, and then I'm adding in the open first string, the E. So what I do here is I pick the third string, and then I use my middle and ring to get the second and first string. So I have. Now we're moving into just a G chord for 2 bars. So I'm playing this over the G chord I have. So this is kind of interesting. We're playing, again, the D and B here with the open E, but then I'm playing the E fretted on the 5th fret of the second string. And those two E's sounding together just give it a nice full sound. So we have like so, and I'm going to drop back down and play G, B, and D, and then B, E, and then the open E. So I have. To set up now my C7 or C chord. So the C chord he uses is a C9 with the flat 5 on top. So we have the articulation being pick, finger, and finger, 3 notes at a time, or 3 separate strings. So we have the first 3, the second set of 3, the third set of 3, back, and back. And we'll do the same thing for the D7. So we'll go. So again, we're trying to keep that steel guitar styled chord voicing consistent through the G, C, and D chords. This time we are not utilizing any open strings, but working on the 3-note voicing that is so typical of these country jazz, steel guitar jazz styled voicings. So we have so far the pickups into it. Now we have this phrase. So this is a cool one because we're now playing the full G triad here, G, D, and B, but we're releasing the first 2 strings to be open, which makes them open E and open B, and then we have that double B. the third string, fourth fret. So I have this utilizing now the open B string being the third of the chord. So one more time all together, we have I hope you can begin to implement some of these ideas into your playing. If you need help or would like to set up a private lesson, you can always drop me an email through my contacts page. And if you would like to learn more country jazz, I just wrapped up a country jazz monthly membership series in the past year, going through the 12 must know country jazz instrumental tunes. In this series, I teach you the melody and then either a solo inspired by the original recording or the original recording solo. I have all this written out in tab and standard notation in an easy downloadable PDF form. And all you need to do is simply subscribe, and then you can create a username and password and log on and access the lessons at any time. And you can unsubscribe at any time. Again, the links to all of these things will be in the description below, and I hope to see you in our next country jazz lesson. Thank you.